I do have a guest. Let's go to the guest now. So we have a guest, and they're inside of the Quick Crush Chat often. They've been around for a very long time. Former supporter of Umar, and they went up to he went up to these abandoned buildings on the 2nd, which was 2 days ago. We'll take a couple of minutes to talk to him about his experience, what he saw up there, and then we'll get back to the main video. So let's bring on Enterprise Entertainment. Are you there?
I'm here, Lenon.
Hey, how's it going, brother? Thank you for calling in. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I went up there on Sunday. I work because I'm a truck driver, so my route takes me in and out of Wilmington quite a few times a week, and I go by those buildings often, and they look the same each and every day. Those same bags of trash are still out there. It looks like the mold is getting even worse, and that's only because of the moisture and everything. But those streets are always empty. I never see any type of work or anything out there. Nobody's bringing materials. Nobody's coming in and out. So Umar's either filming, in the wee hours of the morning or the wee hours of the night, obviously by some of his lives. But anytime, typical working hours, especially construction hours, nobody's ever out there. That street's always empty. You might see some kids, riding their bikes past there, or some people, walking past that street, driving past it, but nobody's ever there doing any type of work.
Yeah, and I'm showing some of the video right now. So you said that you drive through this area often, and I know you also said that you deliver certain types of supplies. What supplies do you deliver?
I deliver. I've delivered to construction sites for school buildings, hotels, people restoring their houses, people actually building businesses. So I've delivered flooring, stuff to do landscaping, any type of materials that, sink fixtures, furniture, like I've delivered it all. And I've seen people, building businesses from the ground up. I'm talking about just laid the foundation, or they just bought, a building that they're fully restoring. And when they're building stuff, they're doing it in layers. I might be bringing the flooring, but you might not be putting the flooring in until last, because you don't want to drag all those materials over that, damaging the stuff that you just bought, brand new linoleum floors and all that. You don't want to drag that stuff across there. So, they're building up the walls, they're doing the plastering, they're doing the electrical work, the plumbing and all that. I've seen this stuff in stages, various stages, different buildings, all that. None of this stuff is getting done at those abandoned buildings. None of it.
You were a Umar supporter at one time, correct?
Yeah, I want to say what 2020 is. It was right around one of the first times he was on the Breakfast Club. I think it was the one time where he was wearing the that same button-up shirt that he was in that supposed office, I guess, in one of his old apartments or whatever.
Oh, yeah, yep.
Yeah, so it was when he did that show. And I admit, when he first was on there and he was saying a lot of the things, some of the rhetoric that he says, it catches you, because we as Black people, we don't have a lot of those things that you see in other communities, some of our own hospitals, our own banks and school setups that a lot of other communities that you might see in like a Little Italy or a Chinatown, things like that. So when you first hear him, you're like, we should have that, tight-knit community. When we do our research and our history, how we had, our own city in Tulsa and all that type of things, you want that as a people again. But then lo and behold, when you start listening to him more, and then you start seeing the results of some of the things that he claims that never come to fruition, that's when, the truth comes to you. And in listening to some of his stuff, I don't know if the algorithm just led me to you or whatever, but your video came up, one of your earlier ones, and I've been following with you ever since.
Yeah, and I'm showing the video right now. You mentioned, people can see it. What is this right here? Can you see the video?
Those are pants. I don't know whose pants they are, but I'm literally walking, as you see in the video, I'm walking down that entire street, and and I was filming a lot of the quote unquote the high school. But if you've collected over $2 million, and all you've done is paint the outside of the smaller building and redid some of those doors, how do you not have enough money to even put windows in the other one? Like it's ridiculous. It's deplorable how bad the those rampways and those stairs are. You can see the foundation crackling underneath it, the pieces of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I walked by those final steps, I was like, look at this. Like you can't make this stuff up. And that's just sitting right there in plain sight, pants on the ground. I'm quite sure if somebody moved them, there's probably soot and all types of stuff around there. So who knows how long they've been there? Because on the other side, those same bags of trash are sitting there. Like I said in the video, you got time to put your handprints and paint rocks and all that, and put your face on the side of a wall, but you can't even come pick this stuff up. But you're working.
And there's more trash right there too. I see that behind the fence.
Like I know my video isn't as thorough as I've seen some of the other people that have been up there and visited, but I went up there, like I said, just this past Sunday and just shot it real quick, and it's ridiculous. And I wish I could have I just walked up to random people and would like ask them, and I wish I could have put them on video, but I didn't want to put anybody's face out there or whatever. But nobody knows who this dude is. Half the people there, unless you catch somebody that's watched some of the YouTube stuff, they don't know anything about a school that's getting built up there. You've seen in his videos, those kids are clueless to anything he says about a school and all that. You see, you see that part of the video, that mole goes all the way up to the top. So who knows what the inside of that thing looks like? Yeah,
and that's the large gym with all of his belongings, and it's just filthy in there. But I know in this video you said it actually looks worse. The mold, it does. It looks worse than it did when Famertu went up there.
And that's going on all the way down the side of the wall. Like there's streaks like that all the way down.
Yeah. So that Breakfast Club interview that you were referencing, that was from December 13th of 2019. When did you first started following Umar, or when you first learned about him?
I think that's probably when I saw that Breakfast Club.
Okay.
Yeah, when I saw that Breakfast Club ish episode, that's when I started following and looking into. I donated probably like $30-$40 to him, just to say I gave something. When he had the first festival or whatever, I was still listening to you, but I was trying to at least see what it took to be a vendor there, because I had a clothing line that I wanted to go and put out there and possibly promote, and I was the one that sent you the application of what everything that he had on there for the vendor
you
thing.
Sure
right?
did. Yeah, you sure did. Yep.
Right at the bottom, you see that he didn't even have electricity then, because he said it on the application. He's like, you have to supply your own power sources and water supply and all that. Yeah, I'm like, so where the question is that he says that only my donors can ask. Well, I was a donor and I would have absolutely asked, well, where is all the money going? Like you're saying that you're working and you're putting this in and putting this in. You don't even have the lights turned on. Like you don't even have the water turned on. Those things are attached before you even start construction, because you're gonna need those things to see and put installation and wiring in and run water to clean stuff. Like, how do you not have those things hooked up before you start working? Like none of that adds up. And it's a shame, and I say it all the time when I'm in your chat and when I watch some of the the Information Mans and Lady Lux and I watch some of these other platforms. I say it all the time. Like, if people would just step back, take the savior complex out of it. If they would just step back and look at this dude for what he is, you don't have to worry about the rhetoric that he can spew off like a champ. Look at his antics. That right there should tell you that is not a person that you want leading anybody, especially young children. That's ridiculous. it's sad and it's scary that people latch onto him like he's the next greatest thing that should be the spokesperson for Black people. Like how do we get the bar so low that he's the one that we want to pick to lead us?
Yeah, and you said you donated because Umar says that he updates donors on how much money he's raised. Has he ever updated you?
Never. That dude don't update nobody.
Yeah, he's lying.
Because here's what I also think in my mind too. Let's just say, let's throw a number out there. Let's say you donated $100 and then ask him a question. He'd probably come back with you, well, you didn't donate $5, so you can't ask me a question till you donate $5. Let's say you peeled him off the $5. He's gonna keep moving the goalposts so he doesn't have to answer any questions. That's that accountability part. So yeah, that whole loyal donors club and I only am accountable to my donors and everything. That's all false. Yeah. And you're a thing that accepts donations, which means you're built as a charity, correct? Charities are public record. So anybody off the street has the ability to ask you any type of questions. How you keep coming up with this stuff in your brain, that's only to him.
Yeah. Yeah, and you also mentioned that rock over there. Here it is right here. That's has the handprints on it. Those were adults that did that were out there. Do you remember that?
Yes.
So it wasn't. It wasn't like it was children that he was working with that put their handprints on this rock over here. It was actually grown people.
The only interaction we seen with it was the children when he was questioning those kids about the supposed break-ins at the other buildings, and he was ready to talk harsh to them. It wasn't like, I'm sorry, kids, this is about to be the school. He's ready talking about calling the cops on people.
Yeah. So when was it for you? When was it for you where you said something ain't right with this guy? What you remember? What year?
Gosh. If it was 2000, if it was 2020, if it was 2020, it had to be 2021. It wasn't that long. It wasn't that long after I came upon one of your videos, and it was off to the races from there.
Yeah, was it anything in particular though that made you say, "Hey, wait a minute, this guy"?
I want to say, I think when you started putting a lot of the figures together, as far as the amount of money that he's collected, and then you step back and you look, and I think you did a diagram one time with the chat room where you just took basic building necessities as far as establishing a business like that, and you added up all the figures, and it came up to either about the amount or right below the amount of what he said that he had collected.
Right.
So he's like, well, if you collected this much and just the basic stuff is to build a building and restore it is this much, where's all the money at? And you're talking about somebody that doesn't have a job. Yeah, he's wrote books and all these things. He's had some speaking engagements, but doesn't have a job, is not, constantly pulling in any steady income. But every time we turn up, you in a hotel, in a rental car, eating somewhere, taking lavish trips. Where's all? If people would just put that together, where's all that money going? Where do you get the money for that? Because your speaking engagements aren't paying you thousands of dollars. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah.
You're on the chitlin circuit.
That's right. And the figures too, like just from 2019 through 2022, it's $1.67 million. The purchase price was about $400,000. So he should have had about 1.2 million left over. But I have him on record saying that to renovate both sides of the street is going to cost $1 million. Well, he should have had the money. You know what I'm saying? And
the crazy thing about that is too, if people would look at just to plug her channel real quick, if people go look at Lady Luck stuff, she's starting to pull out that he may not even really own those buildings. It's under another LLC that his LLC is a subdivision of.
Yeah, I think is she talking about K-12?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
and there's no telling. Yeah, because there's no telling too. Because Umar said that he purchased them outright, but there's no telling. He could be under a lease agreement. He could be under a mortgage. He's never provided any paperwork, so there's no transparency.
oh, something else that I wanted to touch on too that I actually looked up today when you sent me the email about coming on here tonight. He talks so much about black money this, black money that, not wanting to get in bed with quote unquote the white man, and that's why he doesn't get grants and loans and all that. There are at least 3 that I've seen. Let me see, 1 second.
Yeah, this mold is out of control, all the way up the wall. Yeah, and this is a problem because the water's not draining properly. So this is getting all into the structure itself.
Goes all the way to the top.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's 3 black-owned banks in America that he could have got and done business with if he wanted to keep the quote-unquote black dollar, and got loans and grants from them to really build this up, if that's what his true dream and vision was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I mean,
he would have had to have a business plan. He would have to have some capital too left over after he purchased the trap banner. This goes on and on, and I don't think he has any of that.
But even if let's say everything's on the up and up, and he's got we'll say $1.5 million, no bank is going to tell you no on a loan if you've got 100 million. I mean, 1 million, 0.5, $1.5 million of your own capital to put in there. No bank's going to tell you no.
Yep. Yeah, but he uses that as an excuse so that he can extend this further. Though he says, "Well, we're not using any banks," so he can extend it even further.
Like I said, he says that saying, I don't want to get in bed with white people. Well, we got black banks, so now what? What's your excuse now?
Right. He got an excuse for everything. Yeah. How many times would you say over the years? How many times would you say you've driven through this area?
Oh gosh. Let's see. I've been with this company almost a year, so give or take, because I mean it's not like every day or every week, but
right.
I'd say in the last year, probably about 10, 11 times.
Yeah, and you never seen any construction?
No. Nobody's and I've delivered to construction places. I've driven by places that, they're building schools, or they're building, like extensions to, like, quote unquote, like the Boys and Girls Club, people that have gutted out buildings and restored them. I've delivered to all those type of places. There's no wreckers out there. There's no pickup trucks, people bringing materials in there. I don't see any electrical wiring spools, nothing. Insulation, like all that stuff has to be delivered, and you got people in there doing work. So if you're not even dropping off the materials, how's any work getting done?
Right. Yeah. 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 Well, I thank you for going up there and taking this video. I mean, it just gives more insight into how much of it's basically a scam. I mean, go ahead.
And one of the other reasons that I did it too is, he likes to hang his hat on, the struggle streamers are the ones that are coming against me, and people like LenonHonor and Information Man. My haters are the ones coming against. I'm a regular person. I'm not a struggle streamer. That video is actually the first YouTube live thing I've ever posted in my life. So I don't do this for money or clout or anything else. I'm a regular person, and I used to be one of his supporters, quote unquote. So this is just saying the truth needs to be told, and people need to stop giving their money to a charlatan. And if you want it, the concept is great, but put that in somebody that's actually going to be doing that, like Lord Jamar's father-in-law.
Right.
Like, what's the other dude that he scammed out of the $3,000?
King Randall.
Yeah, like him. They've got actual schools doing something. Put your money towards them.
Yeah. So when Umar says things like it's only his haters who are criticizing him, no, his supporters, after they realize that it's a scam, they criticize him too. Information Man was a supporter of Umar. You were a supporter of Umar. So that goes to show you that Umar, he just uses that as an excuse. And there's plenty of more people out there that used to support Umar. They don't anymore.
And Umar, we know you watching. We know you watching. If you wanna come find me, vet me, whatever. I stay in Delaware. So unlike you, I'm not a person that pops in and out of Delaware saying I'm established in Wilmington. I stay in Delaware. I work right near Wilmington. If you ever want to find me, I'm not hard to find, brother.
Yeah, he don't want to find you. He probably asked you for a donation. I'm just playing. Thank you, brother. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. And thanks for taking this video. I appreciate it. Okay, shout out to Brother Enterprise. I appreciate it.
All right, Cookie Cuts Chat. Stay in there.
All right, peace, man.
All right, yep.
Yeah, and there you have it. He's been real supportive in the chat room for a long time. But this goes to show you that no, it's not that Umar is all his haters who are criticizing. There's people inside the chat room right now that's donated to Umar. There's some of you people who are still Umar followers who are watching this right now. And you notice, Brother Enterprise, it ain't like he's talking malicious or talking crazy about Umar. He's just stating facts and he's showing the receipts. He drive through there. I don't have any animosity towards or malicious intent towards Umar either. I just state the facts. I give my analysis. We goof off too, but that's just part of the entertainment value. But truth be told, there's a lot of people that Umar that used to believe in Umar. They don't believe in Umar anymore. They don't support him anymore. But Umar paints this narrative as if all of his critics are just haters. No, there's plenty of people who used to support Umar who they realize the truth that he's a con man. Nothing more.